The most important thing, I think, for players that come after me is you don't want to ever limit your imagination because people may think you're crazy, but if us as athletes don't think that it's possible to do these things, how in the world can we inspire people?
Right? So being fearless means putting yourself out there and going for it. No matter what, go for it. Not for anybody else, but for yourself.
I take you to this scene. 20 seconds left to go. You're down by 1. You want the ball. You want to take the last shot.
Absolutely. I'm not afraid to fail, and I just love it.
To the Celtics in 2008, that was a turning point. So when I sat there in the hotel room afterwards, I started thinking about that, because it's on me. If I didn't feel like my teammates were aggressive enough, that falls on me. And I had to understand what their journey was. How are they feeling as people? What are they going through?
For me, it is that ferocity or that anger, rage, and I can carry that with me. Now it became, how do I instill this to the rest of my guys, to the rest of my teammates?
Using the darker emotions, the anger or resentment or frustration and sadness, and using that as a weapon, using that as a form of offense. Some people are probably afraid to tap into that side of them, but it's such a powerful thing.
Once they own it themselves, then the sky is the limit, because they're going to drive themselves and pull it from who they are and all of their life experiences and things that have motivated them.
Matter of fact, get your hands off me. Don't touch me the rest of the scrimmage. Get your hands off me.
Just start driving, needling them, right? Pushing them.
What are you still waiting for a big smile out of you? You're up 2-0. What's the story? Are you not happy, or you're only half happy, or?
Still to be happy about.
You're up 2-0.
Job's not finished. Job finished.
All right, you once said, if you see me in the fight with the bear, pray for the bear.
Right.
Is that still going to be true when you come back?
Yeah, Bear's having a hard time. I'm beating the Bear pretty good right now.
Wow. What I've learned is to always keep going. Always. There's been times, particularly early in my career, where it just feels like this is the end. But what I've come to find out is that, no matter what happens, the storm eventually ends. And when the storm does end, you want to make sure that you're ready. And so I've really learned to put one foot in front of the other.
It's scary because you're afraid that if you put your heart and soul into it and you fail, then how are you going to feel about yourself?
Kobe, you won the MVP, you led the team to the finals. How do you characterize this season?
Well, the goal was to win a championship. It wasn't to win MVP or anything like that. It was to win a championship. So, from that aspect, we failed. If I'm going to go down, I'm going to go down my way.
It doesn't matter who I play. I'm playing you. Bust your ass. It doesn't matter.
It's not really a thing, Like you think about game-winning shots or game-winning free throws, and people go to the free throw line and they're nervous about it. Well, what are you really nervous about? If you unpack that, okay, you're nervous that you're going to miss the shot. All right, so you miss the shot, then what happens? People are going to be embarrassed. You're going to be embarrassed because thousands of people, millions of people see you miss the shot. All right, and then what? People are going to talk bad about you. Okay, right? And so you're looking at it and you go, are those things even important? You know what I mean? If that is my fear, like what is, you worried about letting your teammates down? Okay, have you let them down before? Well, I'm sure, in practice and things of that nature, right? They're still there.
Yeah.
And so when you're able to unpack it, you kind of look at it for what it is, which is really nothing.
How did you become one of those people who doesn't seem to be afraid of failing?
It doesn't exist. It's not existent. What the hell does that mean? Seriously, what does failure mean? It doesn't exist. It's a figment of your imagination. Let's use happy endings, right? And then we can relate this to failure, why it's not existent. Like, everybody talks about, like, everybody wants a happy ending, right? Now let's go to the reality of it, right? Let's look at a fairy tale story. Let's look at Snow White. She gets a happy ending, she finds Prince, whatever, she goes on, she lives happily ever after. Well, I call bullshit on that, because 2 months later, the fact is they had an argument and he's sleeping on the couch. Right? So the point is, the story continues. The story continues. So if you fail on Monday, the only way it's a failure on Monday is if you decide to not progress from that, right? So to me, that's why failure is not existent. Because, you know, if I fail today, okay, I'm going to learn something from that failure, and I'm going to try again on Tuesday. And I fail, and I'm going to try again on Wednesday. So
that's why I was the first one to come grab you and say, hey, I know everybody's laughing and giggling out, but one day people will fear you at the end of the game. So I knew that about you as an 18-year-old. You know, it was fun.
So it's pretty safe to say that this is probably one of the main things that made him such a great clutch shot maker later on in his career, because now he holds the NBA record for most game winners for a single player with 36. Jerry West puts it into his own words here.
You know, I really felt that was a defining moment in his career. You know why? If somebody would have shot an air ball on our team and had shot a second one, they were going to shoot a third one. He was fearless. I think that's one of the things that spurred him to greatness. He wasn't going to allow himself to fail.
After we did that, we have a bond now that unites us forever. Forever. We have a bond that'll never be broken because the lion looked us in the face and we looked back.